Alright, so let's check here to see if the live stream has started on YouTube. Hold on one second. Go to dashboard. Oh shit, I think I should go to content instead. Alright, y'all, so I am live on the YouTube. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, yo, so in case you're watching this on the playback, this is just a quick little live stream. I'm planning to be on this for like 1 to 2 hours, you know, depending on how things progress. And yeah, so in today's agenda, we will be, of course, gaming and then reacting to 1 to 2 videos. Yeah, so make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share, make sure to subscribe, make sure to have the video, and what else, make sure to drop a super chat. It'll be really and greatly appreciated. All right. Yeah. And well, I mean the live stream has already started, but before we get into that, let me go ahead and grab some water because it's a little hot today. So I'll be back in a second. let's open up the festivities with good old let me go with the King of Fighters. Control A, Control V, then this website uses cookies, let me show you. Okay. Our alarm chose to go off right now, right? 1, 2. Okay, so it's looking like the configuration has remained beautiful. For whatever reason, right? The damn audio isn't working. Replay, stop, background storage, issue. I don't know what the fuck I did, but let me see what this does. Infinite time, finish this round, second space, so the capture. Bro, they even have some shit around here, this shit crazy. Almost half maximum. Infinite stun gauge. Hey, there's some pretty interesting shits around here, that shit crazy. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it later on. Hey, the background music is hitting, bro. Just gotta be fearless. Actually, Carver, surprising. You became. That was a nice move right there. fucking Chris. Okay. Nice. Bitch. Thank you, Sean. Get your fucking ace. Man, I fucking jumped into it, man. Come on, man. Woo. The timing was. You just gotta be fearless. Oof, damn. My timing is on point today, man. I ain't gonna lie. Get your fucking ass up. Damn. Whew. Fuck. Bruh. The timing was perfect, wasn't it? Thank you for making that mistake, Joe. What the fuck was that, Joe? You really wanted to die, Joe? You just had to be fearless. Let me go ahead and plug this thing. This shit's about to die, bruh. This shit is about to die in a second, bruh. Damn, cuz. Just robot. Get your ass up. The timing from Akuma or Takuma. Damn. Get your fucking ass up. Damn. Freak was that? Oh my gosh, bro. Get your fucking ass. fuck is this guy? Get your fucking ass up. What the frick, dude? That boy literally. Bro, I ain't know what. You just gotta be. Ooh. What the fuck? How did he? Bitch. Oh my gosh, bro. Ah, fuck. Uh-oh. Why the fuck is... What the fuck? What the fuck was that? This motherfucker, man. What the fuck was that? This motherfucker just fucking. What the fuck? How? Get your fucking ears. Man, what the hell, man? Beep. Ah! Fuck, man. Damn, man. What the fuck, man? Dang. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, my fucking finger slipped, bruh. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and watch this. So the video is brought to us by More Best Ever Food Review Show, and it says $1,000 Japanese Seafood Challenge Mega Sushi Bowl. So let's see what this is about.
In this video, I'll attempt to spend over $1,000 on Japanese seafood in a single day.
To take on this challenge, I've come to Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost island and this country's seafood capital. Here, their sea urchin is so fresh, it melts on your tongue.
You guys might see uni going onto a platter. For me, I see money leaving my bank account. It's not cheap.
And giant crab species pulled straight from the icy northern waters.
Ooh, that's a big boy. But there's also a problem.
Hokkaido seafood is so fresh and so abundant that even the premium stuff is shockingly affordable. So spending $1,000 in one day is going to be harder than it sounds.
Let's give it a shot. Right now we are at Sapporo Outer Market. This whole street is absolutely jam-packed with seafood stalls, shops, places where you can just buy seafood and take it home, or places where you buy it and they'll cook it up for you. Throughout the day we're going to be heading all over the city, but this is a great place to start. Right here we've come to a place that is selling king crab. Time to check this crab's prostate. You know where the prostate is? Yeah, sorry. My man right here is going to help me out. Ooh, that's a big boy. Thank you.
Alright.
He took some of the fun out of it. He caught it for me. But here it is. Now, you've heard king crab before, and you might be thinking, it's a king crab. What's the big deal? Well, this is a Japanese king crab. Some say these king crabs are some of the absolute best in the world. Later today, for our final meal, we're going to be trying a massive king crab for one of the most expensive seafood meals you can find anywhere in Japan. It will cost over $700. How do we get to that price? Well, you're going to find out later. In the meantime, we're going to look for something a little bit more affordable. Goodbye. Backflip. Moving on to our next crab species. These are also from northern Japan. Take a look at these massive hairy crabs. Now, in most countries, this guy would be bundled up with rubber bands or some kind of a banana leaf to keep it in place. But no, here in Japan, crabs have some discipline. And I appreciate that. Arigatou gozaimasu. Or maybe he's dead. Inside this market, it is not just crabs. They have some other items too. This right here, salmon roe. Right here, this is uni. I've never seen uni displayed this way, where it's essentially suspended in its own uni brine, as if it was still in the sea urchin shell. We're gonna be trying it a little bit later today. When you think about Japanese seafood, you think about stuff like sushi, salmon, especially tuna, but you don't usually think of something like this. A fat freaking snail. I'm very curious to find out if Japanese snails are different from snails in any other country, and actually, we're gonna be trying snails soon. Right here we have seafood course number 1 for the day. We have a lot of different shellfish. Right here, some shrimpies on top, oysters. These are snails, and then down here, clams. All of this comes in a big steamer basket that costs $42.71. The way of eating here, gloves. These are gloves that are gonna help insulate me from the heat of this food. But because I'm kind of a smart guy, I also have these gloves, which are gonna keep my hands dry. I think I'm gonna start with this right here, a Japanese snail. We're gonna take our snail stick, chuck it in there, and try to coax it out. On the side here, they have a soy sauce container where you can just kind of drip on. This one has to be calibrated a little bit. That went out pretty fast. Let's give it a shot. Very chewy, very earthy. Usually I don't like eating the poopy part of the snail, but here it's pretty good. I think I have some Japan syndrome going on right now because I just ate snail poop, and in my brain I'm saying that is some nice, refined poop. Moving on, right here we have the razor clam. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of soy sauce. Razor clams are great because they taste a little crabby. They have some natural sweetness to them, but then it's just such a fun, chewy texture. Moving on to our next food, come take a look at this. This is a massive Japanese, a massive shell. The oyster, kind of medium sized. In my previous seafood Japan excursion, Kaya and I tried freshly cooked oysters. And she showed me that actually you could take butter and you could combine that with the oyster, then combine that with a little bit of soy sauce. I remember this almost tasting like caramel popcorn. The butter is rich and creamy, salty soy sauce, and then perfectly meaty, appetizing oyster. What the oyster lacks in size, it compensates for in flavor. If only I had that option. Right here we have our final bite from our seafood treasure box. Come take a look at this Japanese scallop. That is a nice size. That oyster was a bit shriveled up, but this guy is packing some heat. Hit it with a little bit of soy sauce. And right here I have the ultimate chopsticks. Let's give it a shot. Just the scallop muscle alone, obviously amazing. But when you eat the muscle with the rest of the organs, it just creates this unique diversity of textures. Altogether, an amazing seafood experience. But this is just location 1. From here, we are gonna ratchet up the budget a lot. On to location 2. Let's move. Boom, we've come to our second location, and walking around this street, one of the most popular foods you will find is the sushi bowl. Luckily in Japan, they have food models of everything, so there is no guesswork before you order. If you take a look at the sushi bowl, it is exactly what it sounds like. A bunch of different raw fish on top of a bed of rice. It's basically like a giant piece of nigiri. But what happens when you order a sushi bowl, but you have an unlimited budget? Well, that is our scenario today. You see this one right here? That is a shrimp. But what happens when you replace a shrimp with a whole freaking Japanese lobster? That's what we're gonna try next. Boom, we have come to this establishment's aquarium area, and here we can see the signature seafood of this place. We're here for this, a Japanese lobster. I'm gonna use this net to coax it up to the surface. Boom, there it is. This is our specimen for today. It looks delicious, and here's what they're gonna do. Not cook it. And in the spirit of making a sushi bowl, we don't want to cook it. We're actually going to be eating this lobster sashimi style. Right now, we are going with the lobster upstairs.
Wow, this is like a little mechanical aerator putting oxygen into the water.
So the lobster stays alive until the exact moment we want it to not stay alive.
From the elevator, we're moving
To the restaurant. Now the handoff, the lobster is being given to the chef. The lobster is going to join our other ingredients. Honestly, if they just handed me this whole platter, I would not be disappointed.
For today's premium sushi bowl,
Video
we
raw.
have a local fish called kiki, various cuts of tuna, salmon, a whole octopus tentacle, shrimp, uni, lobster, and more.
In all today, we're going to be using 11 different ingredients in our sushi bowl. This is something that's unheard of in Japan, but they're doing it today for me for a price. What is that price? We're going to find out soon, but let's see first how they make Japan's biggest sushi bowl. Ooh, now that's a knife. Step one, he shivs the lobsters right in the belly. Now that is that nice raw tail meat. The next step is really getting in there to take off the shell from this tail meat. Oh wow, this guy's got skills. Boom. The tail meat has been retrieved. Bro, that used to be in your body. Are you okay?
From this angle, he seems like he's fine. From this angle, this guy's having the worst day ever.
Next, the kiki fish, scaled and gutted.
I'm hoping we don't eat whatever that is. Or that either. Oh, good. Boom. Discarded.
After a few more precise cuts, the fillet is removed. Now the shellfish join in. Scallops, abalone, razor clams, and snails, all cleaned and removed from their shells.
Does this mean that I'm gonna be eating snail sashimi? I'm not. Is that a good idea? Boom. He gives the snail a bit of a trim, then onto the razor clam. He cuts it in half, squeezes out some guts, and finally it's onto the abalone where he cuts off its mouth. Up next, we've got some Japanese shrimp. He makes quick work of the shrimp, peeling off its shell and exposing its sweet flesh. A moment ago, you saw the size of a normal sushi rice bowl. This is what we're going with today. This could feed not just a king, but a kingdom.
Now for the assembly, a bed of shredded daikon, a resting place for the lobster's head, followed by the lobster tail meat.
From here, he puts on the kiki head. Fantastic. I'm definitely not going to forget what kind of fish I'm eating. It's looking right at me.
Now a giant bed of rice. The chef tops it with scallops, salmon, 3 types of tuna, from lean to fatty. Then squid, more fish, octopus, and those shellfish.
The shrimp from earlier joins in as well. And another shrimp.
The chef makes quick work of the fish fillet, lightly cooking it with
fact
hot
that
water,
the
then
meats
chilling
are
it in
raw
cold water,
fish,
then cutting it into thin slices.
Wow, all that work for 2 slices. I'm not complaining, but that is amazing.
Finally, uni and salmon roe.
He takes out an entire tray of uni. The price, it's not cheap. Now, you guys might see uni going onto a platter. For me, I see money leaving my bank account. From here, we have salmon roe. And that is how you make Japan's biggest and most expensive sushi bowl. Right here we have our second seafood course of the day. It is gigantic, it is expensive. Just how much does it cost? I'm gonna tell you at the end. But first, let's experience this together. Okay, let's start with this right here. Snails. Snails are known to potentially have parasites. Slightly soft on the edges, but crunchy overall. You know what? Even if it has parasites, don't care. That is delicious. Now this is some kind of a vegetable. What is that, mushy peas? No, God, please! No, I'm just kidding. That is wasabi. I'm gonna hit a chunk of that, put that in my soy sauce. Let's grab some salmon, hit it with a little bit of soy sauce, and toss it back. Oh man, it's the best. It's got a little bit of that natural salmon oil. Salty, a little hit of wasabi, absolutely delicious. Right here we have the rice bed underneath. That's what makes it a sushi bowl. And I'm gonna mix that with a salmon roe. A little briny, super fatty, and so rich. This is the kiki. Let's give it a bit of a dip, just a little kiss to give it some salt. Kiki for the first time. It's a very different experience from the salmon. The salmon, it's almost like melting on your tongue. This, it's a little bit more of a mushy fish. There's more texture on the skin side. It's like you can't distinguish the muscles. Describing sushi is hard. I'm eating a Japanese fish called kiki in Hokkaido. It's raw. How do I explain the flavor?
When you're describing the flavor, think of it like telling a friend.
There we go. I should talk about it like I'm talking to a friend. That's good. The seafood we are building up to is this, the raw lobster sashimi. But first, we gotta try some of this uni. I'm really love-hate with uni. I'm gonna be honest about my reaction here. Let's give it a shot.
That has a mustardy,
briny, almost overwhelmingly creamy. It is so rich. It's like an egg yolk times 1,000. It's good. It does kind of melt on your tongue. It's just too much of a good thing. From here, we've tried just about everything, but I want to build up to what is making this platter so expensive. This right here is the lobster sashimi. They're translucent. It's pinkish. It is like this brittle connective tissue, barely making each muscle group hold on to the next. I am not going to give this any kind of a flavor aid. I'm going to try it straight up. Here we go. It's a very neutral flavor. Sometimes when you eat lobster raw like that, it can taste a little irony. There's a slight natural sweetness, and I've had raw lobster before many times, but I've never had one quite like this. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of soy sauce. And now it tastes like soy sauce, and that's what it needed. All right, so that's like most of the food. You get it. There's like 18 things here. I'm not gonna test each one of them, but how much money did I actually pay? It's about $220 for this platter that you see right here. Not cheap. That said, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime seafood experience.
Like I
so
said
this
earlier,
is course number 2. We are well on our way to spending over $1,000 on seafood here in Japan. Let's keep moving. Boom, we have left the market and we have come here. We are on the 7th floor of a building where they have these fugu. To be more accurate, these are tiger fugu. This is an infamous seafood in Japan because if the chef prepares this incorrectly, you could die.
The poison hit
pufferfish?
my muscle quickly.
This is one of the first foods I ever tried in Japan, and in fact, this is my most popular video ever on my channel. It has nearly 30 million views, me eating this fish. But here's the thing, when people talk about fugu, they just focus on the risk factor, but they don't talk about the money. In a moment, I'm gonna be ordering 2 gigantic fugu dishes, and I'm gonna reveal at the end how much all of that costs. But first, we're gonna see our first course. We are in the kitchen now, and it is time for the fugu preparation. Right here, there's a bit of a meat briefcase. Inside, you can see fugu fillets. The chef has already pulled out our fugu fillets that we're going to be making into sashimi.
Typically, to get these fillets, there are several steps involved. The fugu spine is severed, killing the fish instantly and allowing it to bleed out for 15 minutes. The head and skin are removed, and its poisonous organs are cut out. Finally, after most of the body is sectioned off, we are left with 2 premium fugu fillets. But here at this restaurant, filleting was already done this morning, so that food prep could happen now.
So now he's plated all of that fillet, and he's going to top it with something interesting. First of all, he puts a layer of daikon, and then this right here is a bunch of different types of fugu skin cuts. From here, he has a tackle box full of perfectly organized green onions. That's kind of amazing. And that is how you make fugu sashimi. Boom, fugu in 2 forms. Right here, sashimi as we saw, and right here, our second dish, fried fugu. We'll get to that soon. Here's the thing, I've not only tried fugu in Japan, the other time I ate it was in Malaysia on the island of Borneo. In Japan, a chef told me how they carefully take certain organs like the liver and discard them. That is what contains all the tetrodotoxin, the stuff that will kill you. But in Malaysia, our chef there, with a 0 certification, she included that in the recipe. And actually, a few minutes after eating this, I felt myself tingling. I feel a little weird.
A little bit.
Like I was sitting and I stood up too fast. A little lightheaded, a little bit dizzy, a little flush. I think I should stop. The problem is, if you eat too much of this fish, it can paralyze you. And the only antidote is to try your hardest to stay alive. Yikes. That said, let's give it a shot. It's not a rich, fatty fish. It's a little bit more solid. It's got some chew to it. Beyond that, the actual flavor is basically nothing. So why are people so in love with this? To give it a little bit of flavor, we have this. This may or may not be soy sauce. Hit it with a little bit of mystery black sauce. Soy sauce, but maybe a little sweeter. So is it better with soy sauce? Of course. It adds some saltiness. There's some vinegar in there too, which makes it a little bit sour. I like it. But then we have this. I'm told these are all different sections of fugu skin. Oh, wow. That would probably be the skin from the underbelly of the fish. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a dip. Wow. It has a texture almost like cold chicken breast, except for that it's very flat. But then we have this. This is obviously the darker part of the skin. Let's give it a bit of a dip. Way different. This is like a thin version of pork skin. Overall, Come on. So this is a lot of fugu. In a moment, I'm gonna tell you how much all of this costs. But first, we're gonna head into the kitchen to see how they make the fried fugu. Right here, you can see they've already pre-made a bunch of these tempura pieces. Depending on the body part of the fish, it's already been dredged in flour and it's ready to go into the fryer. Boom. Just like fish sticks, but Japanese style, and they can kill you. The tempura chef is taking over, using his net to make sure everything is evenly fried. And just like that, the time has come. He removes each piece of fish from the fryer, revealing that perfect golden brown crust on the outside. From here, he stacks up the fish. Oh, I think he dropped a couple chicken nuggets in there too. This here, is that the head? The head, this part right here, what is this? Body. And this one? Okay. Kind of like the lat. This right here, I think, is gonna be bone-free. That's so good. It is like a soft chicken breast. It's not fatty, it's not oily, and it's not the type of fish where you can feel the flakes kind of breaking apart. That said, part of that is because of this batter. This is a thick, crunchy batter. It's well seasoned, and it tastes like the same kind of tempura batter that they could be putting on chicken. But then there's this, the head. This is a lot better than I expected. Now instead of breast, it feels like we're eating chicken thigh. So that is the fish, but let's talk about the price. In order to prepare this fish, you need a highly disciplined, highly educated, and experienced chef, plus you need a lot of fugu. So for both of these together, it costs $136.80. So in the end, it's not dirt cheap, but I would have expected a food like this to cost much, much more.
That said, for our final location, we still have one of Japan's most expensive seafood experiences waiting for us. But before that, I've discovered another seafood that's illegal in most countries, including my own.
Right here, we're in a gift shop where you could buy this right here, seal meat. I have tried whale meat in Korea. I've had bear paw here in Japan, but I've never had seal anywhere ever in my life. In a moment, we are about to head to our most expensive restaurant of the day, but first, seal meat.
Gonna open the box and pull out the tin.
Let's crack the seal. It looks like a can of tuna, but inside, it could not be more different. Oh, it looks like dog food. It's just a tin of chunks of meat and a thick gravy. To me, I say, why add any gravy? I want that 100% seal taste. I really want to seal in the flavors. Let's give it a shot. Seal meat in Japan. I'm just picturing seals right now. They're so innocent. They're slippery, they're fat bodies. Wow. It tastes like braised beef. It's soft, it chips apart easily, but then the whole time you're like smelling seafood taste through your nose. Beyond that, there's a thick gravy that's salty and really sugary sweet, but you know what? When you taste it, it doesn't taste like dog food. I will tell you that. It doesn't taste like people food either. From here, we are heading to our final destination where I am going to be emptying my wallet on the most expensive seafood experience you will find on this island. Let's go.
Katsukani no Hanasaki has a reputation for being the best of the best when it comes to seafood in Hokkaido. They specialize in live seafood, most notably the red king crab. Here it's prepared live and served right in front of your eyes over multiple courses by expert chefs. Time to see just why this experience is so expensive.
So this is our room, a room that's reserved for about 6 people, but today it's just gonna be me and my camera wife. Let's get to it. Right here, the guest of honor. 3.9 kilograms. It's a massive crab.
Today our king crab will be served 5 ways: fresh, lightly boiled, medium boiled, grilled, and hard boiled. The claws will be saved for the 5th course, which we'll try later. The biggest sections of the 4 crab legs will be prepped and saved for a later course, while the remaining 2 legs will be served first in a course known as fresh crab.
From here, he is taking these half cut open crab legs and he's removing the meat. So this right here seems to be a method of plating. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Boom. So this right here is our crab leg sashimi, completely raw. The move here is to hit it with a little bit of soy sauce and toss it back. Cheers.
A lot of soy sauce going on in this video.
That is good, but it's so strange to eat it. You have to munch it like a rabbit because you still have tendon on the inside. That muscle, when it's uncooked, really sticks to the tendon. In the end, the taste is still somewhat sweet, but it tastes irony. I kind of like it.
For our 2nd course, the chef takes back the 2 raw crab legs.
Right here is the crab. Huh? Not him.
And joins them with the remaining 4. As the courses progress, each section of the leg will be boiled to a different level of doneness. Our next course is lightly boiled crab. The chef dips the next section of the crab into boiling water for just a short time. Then he breaks the shells, revealing succulent crab leg meat.
All right. Now this part is lightly boiled, and this part here is still completely raw. It's a super unique experience. Let's give it a shot.
Definitely is.
The meat's texture at this point, I would call it almost gummy. Lightly boiled is accurate. That said, a little bit of heat is beginning to unlock the natural sweetness of the crab. Moving on to course 3, which is medium boiled. This crab had one messed up gimp leg. Look at my wife's plate. 1, 2, and then whatever that is. I don't know. I think the crab got one leg stuck in a lawnmower. Very unfortunate. But for me, the chef gave me the most beautiful, pristine set of legs. The color is gorgeous. The red is really coming out. This time, it's cooked just enough to come clean off that tendon. The flavor is so different, and I would say the biggest difference is the salt. For some reason, boiling it more brings out such a salty flavor, mixed with some natural crab sweetness, but it is a very unique flavor.
For our fourth course, grilled crab, we're joined by the executive chef, Mr. Kenyu Uchi,
Is it, I'm sitting down, is it okay?
who has dedicated 40 years of perfecting the art of transforming live crab in front of guests into a theatrical sensory experience.
40 years?
He will show me the correct way to eat grilled crab legs and later prepare a few bonus courses.
No. Oh. I never would have guessed that. Here's a technique. Push, put it up. Push, put it up. A little bit at a time. You don't try to get the whole thing out. Push, up. Eat? Let's go for it. It's fascinating because they're saying it's grilled, but if it's grilled, it's barely been grilled. It is enough to take some of the saturation out of the meat. It's not drying it out, but it's just making it more dense. That said, this is the most cooked version of the meat we've had so far. It's very nice. Let's try it a little bit more. Push, up, push, up. I think they should just cut it a little wider. Look, the chef, he's taking a drink right now. He's not looking at me. This is my time to eat it exactly how I want to eat it. Look at all this delicious grilled, juicy crab meat. Oh, amazing. It's easy to look at this menu and go, what is this? Slightly boiled, medium boiled, slightly more boiled. It's like, what are we doing here? But then when you experience it for yourself, you realize there's a huge difference. And there's this whole gradient of crab experience that I've not been having between raw and fully or overcooked. And that's what this is. On to course 5.
For our final course, we're reunited with the hard-boiled crab claws. Chef Kenyu Uchi cuts each claw into smaller portions, then splits them vertically.
I have one single large crab claw. My wife's plate looks a little bit more like this. This is the smaller claw, plus I guess the wrist of the crab. So from here, I've just pulled out this little piece, and that is gonna be my first bite. Sweet, salty, super flavorful, but in this claw, there is even more meat. I just don't know how to get to it. Chef. 2 chopsticks. Suck and push? Suck and push? Oh my God. The only thing he's complimented so far are my sucking skills, and that kind of sucks. The taste, it's obviously the most similar to crabs I've had in the past. The meat is hard, it's more sweet, it's a bit salty, but the flavors are more balanced this time. It's a delicious and it's a great way to round out the full experience. Oh! They've brought something else.
For our bonus round, we have a unique part of the crab that often gets discarded, but to the chef, this is the most prized part.
He's pointing to this and he said, #1 taste. Oh, wow. So he's cutting now into the head, and he's focused just on that flap on the underside of the crab. He cuts it in half, and he's peeling out what looks to be the eggs. Oh, that's not eggs. Some kind of weird red flesh from the bottom of the crab. I don't think I've ever had a bite of this. What's strange is that it takes on the shape of the shell, but it's soft and fleshy. Time to give it a shot. Cheers. Good, super flavorful, very sweet, and a different texture from any part of the crab we've had so far. It's more dense. absolutely delicious. That said, I want to talk about the price of this meal because this experience doesn't come cheap. The price in yen is 101,200, which in USD comes out to $635. Now, that might seem like a lot of money, and that's because that's a lot of money. But here's the thing, the crab alone, premium and expensive. You have a high quality Japanese chef actually working with you dish by dish, showing you how dynamic the crab really can be. And that is something money can't buy. Actually, it can for roughly over $600. That said, our goal when we set out today was to spend over $1,000. So in the end, did we actually spend over $1,000? Well, I did the math, and altogether we spent just over $1,000. My accountant is crying. My wife, sad. But Hokkaido's tourism board, rejoicing.
Alright, so that was $1,000 Japanese seafood challenge mega sushi bowl by more best ever food review show. Alright, so we are about to be an hour into today's stream. Let me go ahead and switch over and play some good old solitaire. Hey, go inside, but I'm not going to kick me by, I'll show you on. Get down the spot the bug. the brain isn't functioning properly this morning, bruh.
Oh
Oh, fuck. My mouth is wrong, bro. What the fuck was that? Just give me enough to get to him. Come on. We gotta catch him. Can't let that boy go nowhere, bruh. Alright, 1:45, 15 more minutes to go. Let me see if they have uploaded a new video. Will and Demon King Ball, all 5 matchup vendors from the stage.
The Magier Vander, the 5 strongest mages of all time, the very pinnacle of magic, and the architect of the false sky protecting the world. 500 years ago, they were formed to combat the celestial host, monsters from the sky that pushed humanity to the brink of extinction, forcing them underground. Commanded by Mage Queen Mercedes, the most powerful witch to exist, the group was able to counterattack and seal Baal, the immortal demon lord and king of the invaders. By trapping him inside the magic tower and using him as a conduit, the Magier Vander were able to cast the spell Vander's Terminalia, crafting an indestructible barrier, repelling the other celestial demons from above. Since then, at the end of every single year, these Supreme 5 must significantly deplete their magical reserves to recast the spell, marking that day as the Terminalia Festival, a celebration for these heroes who literally hold up society itself. After 5 centuries, the Magier Vander are still going strong, with the new mages taking upon this legendary title. Even Will's childhood friend and future wife Alfaria is amongst them. But despite this prodigy's overwhelming strength, and don't worry, I'll get there, However, we first have to talk about none other than the leader of the group, the current strongest, Aaron Mysterious Old King. A man so strong, he's heralded as the king of the Magyar Vander, as well as the head of the Light faction, Mysterious Noah. To understand why he's the absolute boss, we need to look at how ruthless the tower's politics actually are. In the world of Historia, mages are born with an aptitude for specific elements like earth, fire, water, wind, and thunder, along with the incredibly rare light and darkness. Because of this, the tower is split into different factions. But here's the catch: there are only 5 Magyar Vander seats. This creates a brutal, cutthroat political monopoly. Factions that don't hold a seat, like darkness or wind, are completely marginalized and dissatisfied, constantly plotting to overthrow the current top 5 to claim dominance in the tower. But no one is overthrowing Aaron because light magic is so exceptionally rare. This faction isn't just a normal group, it's an highly guarded elite unit dedicated to maintaining the barrier. And this uniqueness doesn't stop at his element. Look closely at the guy's eyes. Aaron possesses the exact same star-shaped eyes as the legendary Mage Queen Mercedes. Whether this means he has reached the absolute pinnacle of magic, or he's directly related to the 500-year-old creator of the Magyar Vander, this physical trait is a massive deal. Regardless, despite seeing very little of his true power, it's been stated on multiple occasions that he is the oldest and most powerful of the 5. This grandpa is immensely skilled, standing as the only mage alive who has managed to reach the dungeon's 49th floor. We have only really seen him fight once, where he had made an entire horde of demons look like fodder. When Will and his classmates were surrounded and about to die, they were all blitzed in a matter of seconds. The moment this guy entered the fray, every single mage were focused solely on him. He had unleashed Loi Elusa, a supreme high-grade annihilation spell that instantly erased multiple enemies with blinding beams of light. But Aaron isn't just a powerhouse, he demands absolute authority and respect for his position. When the city was attacked by monsters right after the Magyar Vander exhausted their magic by reinstating the barrier, Aaron coldly ordered the group to stay at the tower. He forced them to prioritize their own safety over their own personal feelings, because if even one of them died down at the battlefield, the false sky would instantly collapse. So despite being cold, Aaron has never done anything to jeopardize the tower or the world. In fact, he's probably the only few people who knows the dark truth about it, as during his deep dungeon exploration, he worked directly with Finn, the very man who knows all about the Wisp bloodline and the 500-year promise made to Mercedes. So at the minimum, Aaron at least knows about Wisp and exactly what Will's true purpose is in this story. At the end of the day, this king is the modern monarch of magic, the mage who stands above all. But that doesn't mean the others aren't goated, because next we have the Fire Magyar Vander, leader of the Incendiar Barham faction, Carriot Wiseman. At first glance, this guy looks like a criminal mastermind. I mean, look at him. He's basically Vistoria's version of Eisen. But don't worry, he isn't plotting to overthrow Soul Society. At least for now. In reality, Carriot is the calculating, pragmatic brain of the Magyar Vander. Whenever Aaron is away on his deep dungeon expeditions, Carriot is forced to step up as the temporary leader, a job he actually hates doing. Our boy was adopted into the noble Wiseman family purely for political reasons, which contributed to his outlook in life. Because of his harsh realism, almost everyone in the tower considers him a shady guy with zero friends. But the truth is, Carriot plays the long game. I mean, when Iris recommended Will at the start of the series, he said there wasn't a reason to hurry, understanding that RMC needed more time to train and become stronger. If he was immediately brought up, our boy would have likely met a terrifying early death. which goes hand in hand with his philosophy. Evil will not wait for humanity. Indiscriminate cruelty runs rampant, and the only way to counter it is to grow stronger. He believes that humans are like flower buds, waiting to bloom, thirsting for something more, and so he passes this exact lesson down to Will's rival, Sion, during his faction training. Carriot pushes him to stir the flames in his heart, helping him realize his desire to literally grow wings and soar beyond everyone else. This elite training gives Sion the confidence to awaken a brand new spell, Incendia Falcon. But hey, don't let this role as an impressive sensei fool you, because as a mage, Carriot is an absolute monster. He has conquered all the way down to the dungeon's 44th floor, and boy is he arguably one of the strongest amongst the others, as he was shown capable of appearing between Elfie and Zio, all in the blink of an eye, to stop their crazy deathmatch. What's even more insane is that he utilizes the elven technique known as harmonic casting, allowing him to attack, move, and cast high-level spells all at the exact same time. At the center of his arsenal is the Black Flame Lion, a colossal sentient guardian beast of hellfire, providing impenetrable offense and defense. A spell so busted that it was the ultimate technique Carriot had intended to pass down to Sion. Now with that, we switch gears to our next Magia Vander, the Fairy Queen and leader of the Elif Canaan faction, Eleanor Joss Elf. What makes Eleanor so interesting is that her backstory actually mirrors Elfie's. When she was young, Eleanor was raised as a foster sibling alongside Will's friend, Wignall Lindor. However, the moment she displayed her absurd magical talent, she was taken away by those associated with the High Elves. You see, to the elves, magic is absolutely everything. So to her people, Eleanor wasn't just a genius, she was practically a goddess. In fact, she is considered an absolute superior species because she can perfectly copy almost any magic after seeing it just once. Sadly, due to all of this worshipping, extreme elitism was drilled into her head. When Iris recommended Will to the tower, Eleanor instantly rejected him, disgusted by the idea of letting inferior people into her ranks. Like, it's so bad that she publicly even calls Wignall an embarrassment of the elves. But deep down, her love for her foster brother is definitely still there. When Wignall finally overcomes his fear of failure in the dungeon, she secretly smiled. But boy, does she have a twisted way of showing affection. Like this psycho, before leaving for the tower, met Wignall one last time and used her magic to literally cut off his arm. Poor Wignall, man. But just like Carriot training Sion, she did this to motivate him to grow stronger, so he could eventually stand by her side as an equal. I know, it's a pretty weird way of showing it. Now in combat, she specializes in fantasy magic, an exclusive elven art that allows her to turn her fantasies into reality. This, as you can assume, is pretty broken. As a child, Eleanor instantly created a massive tree to form the king's forest, and she even uses it to casually teleport out of the Magia Vander meeting. Using this overwhelming power, she has effortlessly conquered all the way down to the dungeon's 41st floor. Like, damn, this girl is so powerful that she can also use other elements such as wind and ice magic. Wait, don't actually bring up ice magic around her. She once challenged Elfie to a magic duel restricted to ice and got absolutely wrecked. Yep, she's such a sore loser, and so still is incredibly salty about it till this very day. Talking about salty tears, if you guys want your electrolytes up, this is like a weird transition, but honestly guys, if you guys want to support our channel and want your electrolytes up, then make sure to check out GamerSub, and you can get yourself 10% off with our code ABD. It not only helps us out, but you'll be also helping yourself by getting that energy. Next up is the baddest of the group, the leader of the Thor Zeus Fast Thunder faction, and Will's eventual sensei, the GOAT, Zio, Thor Zeus Reinbold. And boy, is this dude an absolute brute. Just like Will and Alfie, Zeo was originally a street orphan. But 10 years ago, during the Great War, he was specifically chosen for his overwhelming power to be adopted into the noble Reinbold family, becoming their next head. And after watching Will perform his reloaded whisk at the second bloom, Zeo knew he had to have the kid in his faction. So he had personally given Will a test to survive a full-blown out attack. But Will didn't just survive. With his whisk, he had primed Zeo's thunder magic and dished it right back. Mind you, Zeo's fighting style is completely opposite to most mages who rely on long-distance attacks. This man actually throws hands and utilizes lightning speeds, brutal punches, and close-range combat. Finn even remarks that Zeo is more like a sword than a wand, making him the absolute perfect mentor for our boy Will. All of this even earned him the title of Barbarian. And in all honesty, he actually might be the strongest Magier Vander after the king, as he has conquered all the way down to the dungeon's 48th floor, just one floor behind the king of the Magier Vander himself. Now, I've been talking about these dungeons for a while, using it as some power gauge. The reason is because it's not a joke. Though mostly mysterious, this deep labyrinth serves as an essential life-threatening training ground for mages to hone their skills. It's an insane realm filled with terrifying unknown monsters. Pretty much all magical items, drops, and resources are farmed in this dungeon. This place might even predate the Magier Vanders and Attack of the Celestial Host. Or a theory of mine is that this dungeon partially connects to the outside world, and the monsters are related to the Celestial Hosts themselves. Regardless, whilst Aaron is the only one to reach the 49th floor, Zeo refuses to stay in second place. His ultimate goal is to push even deeper. Yet my boy wants to go balls deep all the way to conquer the 50th floor. And so he needs the strongest amongst his crew. But of course, Alfie wasn't gonna let that slide and let him take her man. When Zeo tries to forcefully recruit Will, these two strongest Magier Vanders throw down. And it's during this fight we really get to see what Zeo is made of. He specializes in lightning magic, using it for teleportation and extreme speed movement. His signature technique, Lightning Strike, drastically enhances his physical strength and speed simply by releasing his magical power. Whilst using it, Zeo moves as fast as lightning itself, fast enough to completely outpace Alfaria's spellcasting, which is regarded as the quickest in the world. Zeo moves so fast, he literally sends Elfie flying with a single punch. He also packs a range of devastating lightning spells, from Zalgia Saga, a near unavoidable blast, which was the same attack that Will dished back. And then there's Crash, which fires a massive concentrated beam of lightning. Then we have Wellgun Flood, a destructive slash that effortlessly cuts right through Alfaria's clones. And then we have his ultimate technique, Vergus Argo Thorzus, a prime magic spell, far stronger than advanced magic, requiring a full incantation to cast. It summons a gigantic lightning-covered minotaur, wielding a massive battle axe. It requires all his remaining power to unleash, but it's kind of worth it, as it possesses an immense destructive force. But this epic world-shaking duel between Zeo and Alfie is stopped by King Aaron, who forces the two to settle things with rock, paper, scissors. Yep, but Zeo wins, and like Carriot, he has a strict philosophy. Our guy is almost like a feral animal. He knows what he wants, and he'll take it. Knowing their enemies are getting stronger, Zeo puts Will and his squadrons through a hellish training regiment, forcing RMC into brutal 1v1 matches daily. But this is exactly what makes Zeo so strong. He teaches Will that to become truly powerful, he needs to realize his own selfish desire, embrace them, and weaponize those emotions to fuel his magic. This is exactly what pushes Will to level up, learning one of the most powerful and busted moves in the middle of their battle, Prime Pathos Reloaded Burst. My boy becomes so OP that he can start channeling all type of magic. Like, we're talking ice, boy's casting literally everything you can think of flipping through all those pages. He literally has hacks, alright? Which once again showcases how important Zio is. But another person who made a huge impact to Will's progress and actually was the main motivation for him to do everything he has done so far is the lost Magia Vander. Will's #1 supporter, his ultimate goal, and the absolute love of his life, Alfaria Elbisserfot, the hallowed Ice Maiden, and leader of the Ice faction, Elbisvina. If there is one thing you need to know about Elfie, is that she is more down bad for Will than he is for her. She openly declares her love for him and gets insanely jealous whenever other girls like Colette or Lihana get too close. She is also notoriously lazy, taking zero interest in the tower politics and spends most of her time sleeping or using magic to spy on whatever Will is doing down at the academy. In fact, it's basically confirmed that Will's male roommate, Rusty, is a gender-bent ice clone just so she could secretly live with Will and bathe with him every single night. Alright, come on, this love story just has to happen. But we still have to put respect on Elfie's name, because besides being Will's #1 simp, Elfie is an absolute prodigy. She grew up with Will at the orphanage and was a magical genius practically from birth. She created her signature spell, Ara's Weiss, basically shadow clones made out of ice. But she achieved this when she was just 2 years old, simply because she wanted to make friends to play with Will. Her natural talent is so overwhelming that she rose to the top of the tower in just a year, becoming the youngest Magia Vander in history. She holds the unprecedented record of developing 12 unique original spells, collectively known as the Elglesefrosse. Pretty sure I butchered that. But seriously, in combat, she is a ruthless monster. According to her right-hand woman, Sarisa, Alfaria is the fastest spellcaster alive, capable of unleashing supreme grade magic in only a split second. She doesn't even hold back, usually opening battles with her absolute strongest techniques right out of the bat. This overwhelming rapid-fire power is exactly why she previously wrecked Eleanor in an ice duel and was able to fight head-to-head on equal grounds with Zio. Her mastery over ice gives her the absolute control in a battle. Like, one of her moves literally summons a devastating barrage of ice without even needing a chance, and then she can summon a frozen cathedral that impales massive swarms in an instant. Then we have a Midris, which creates an absolute zero barrier that freezes opponents the closer they get, a spell she ironically invented just to stop Will from escaping her hug. And of course, her ultimate prime magic spell is Glacier Last Elbis, summoning a gigantic world-ending ice phoenix. On top of all of this, because ice is a derivative of water, she can also use nearly every advanced water spell in existence. So yeah, call her lazy, call her a simp, whatever you want. But what's for sure is that Alfaria has definitely proven that she's one of the strongest Magia Vanders to exist. But this brings us to the GOAT, the OG, the original magic queen herself, Mercedes. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it was Mercedes who established the Magia Vanders 500 years ago to battle the celestial host, creating the false sky and the magic tower itself. But that is only what people know on the surface. Mercedes has a deep, dark secret. You see, the demon lord Baal is only sealed inside the tower, not dead. During the Great War, Mercedes and Finn realized a terrifying truth. Neither a supreme mage like her, nor an ultimate swordsman like Finn could actually kill the Demon King. The only way humanity had a real chance was to combine wand and sword by biologically engineering a unique bloodline capable of mastering the ancient fifth element, Whis. This insane genetic cultivation process took over 5 centuries, culminating in the boy everyone called a magicless failure, Will Serpent. Finn even implies that he and the Mage Queen had a significant role in his creation, meaning Will is technically the direct progeny of Mercedes herself. In a flashback Will sees through his memories, he recalls Mercedes and Finn together, where she's holding a baby, which might be him or his ancestor. But what's for sure, it seems as though Mercedes was the child's mother. But it gets even crazier. Will isn't just her descendant. He is literally acting as a host for her soul. Mercedes' consciousness exists deep within his mind to watch over the bloodline and ensure the cultivation of Whis. In fact, when Will activated Whis for the first time as a child, it was her that had said awaken, which had set things into motion. Later, it was Finn who had done this, being the other representation of what Whis represents, a restorer of wand and sword. However, unlike Finn, Mercedes has an even deeper connection to Will, where she might actually end up taking over Will, using him as a weapon. We actually even see a foreshadowing to this. When a villain named Shade tried to use puppet magic to invade Will's memory and take over his body, she suddenly found herself standing in a mental throne room face to face with the Mage Queen herself. Mercedes told her to be gone and then completely took over Will's body, giving him her signature star-shaped eye. After priming Shade's shadow magic, we see Mercedes through Will load burst summon Melgitor, a magic that literally split the horizon. Her power is obviously not a joke, as even after 500 years she's living within someone's mind. Then there's of course her eyes, where we have seen something similar with King Aaron. This could represent the pinnacle of magic itself. There's also the case that she oozes out dark magic, which like light is an extremely rare element. But to her and Finn's own testament, there is a person even stronger than all of these Magyar Vanders, even stronger than Mercedes. Yes, we're talking about Will himself, who's yet to be a Magyar Vander officially, but Finn has confirmed that Whis is the world's greatest power, and Will is the final weapon to be used against the undying celestial host, meaning our boy is on the path to become the strongest Magyar Vander to ever exist. If you guys want to know more about Will's entire story and every time he leveled up, then make sure to watch this video next.
Alright, y'all, and so that was it for what is this? Why everyone is afraid of Will in Demon King Ball. All 5 Magyar vendors, strongest mages explained by Anime Balls Deep. Alright, so I'll go ahead and cut it off for today. Alright, y'all. Once again, if you're watching off the replay, thanks in advance, and make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the hype, make sure to donate. Okay, also feel free to check out the other videos, mainly shorts, and what else? I think that's really all there is to it. Alright, so yeah, so let me know also what else you would like to see on the channel. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.